Welcome everybody to this brief webinar on making a difference and opening doors, talking about University of New Hampshire Sustainability Dual Major. My name is Cameron Wake. I'm a research professor here on campus. I'm the Josephine Lamprey Professor of Climate and Sustainability, and I'm also the program chair for the Sustainability Dual Major. And I'm here jointly presenting today with Cassidy Yates.
Hi, I'm Cassidy Yates. I'm a recent graduate of the Sustainability Dual Major program. I graduated in May of 2020 with the Sustainability Dual Major and my primary major as environmental engineering, and I'm currently a master's student at UNH. So I'm looking forward to talking with you all today about the SUST 401 Surveying Sustainability class and the program as a whole.
Great, thanks Cassidy. Let's start off by sharing the screen. And we'll play from the start. And I just want to make sure you guys can see the big screen and not my presentation notes.
That's good.
All right. So just as a little outline, we have about sort of 10 minutes of prepared comments, and then we'll be happy to answer any questions. I'm going to provide sort of an overview on what is sustainability and the Sustainability Dual Major, and then we'll pass it over to Cassidy. She's going to talk about what you can expect to learn, how sustainability classes will benefit you, and how to get started. And again, we'll end up with questions after that. So sustainability can be defined in many different ways by many different people in different places. What we've done at the University of New Hampshire is we do have this broad definition that sort of encapsulates the core of sustainability, which is really about balancing environmental stewardship, social well-being, and economic vitality to meet our present needs while ensuring the ability of future generations to their needs. So sustainability is very much about a systems approach, about a sort of a big picture approach. And it always has in the definition this notion of a temporal aspect, this notion of time. It's not just about now, but it's about well into the future. There is sort of lots of shorthand for sustainability, and we often talk about the three pillars. One of the ways that we can describe those are the three P's: people, planet, and profits. There's also the three E's, which is economic, environment, and equity. And the notion is it's not about any one of these, but it's about the balance of all three of them. I'll also mention that sustainability is often defined by people in a particular place. So while this is a broad definition, a lot of what happens in the Sustainability Dual Major is having a discussion on what this means for a particular issue or a particular group of people or a particular place in a particular time. The Sustainability Dual Major is now entering its 5th year at the University of New Hampshire, and what's unique about our effort is that it pairs with every major on campus, so that you need to have your existing major, and then you can put the dual major on top of that. So it's not a double major, it's a dual major. And our goal there is that we understand that you need to have disciplinary expertise, but what the dual major allows you to do is really sort of take that disciplinary expertise and apply it to a context of grand challenges that the world is facing. And we often think about those as the Sustainable Development Goals developed by the United Nations, of which there's 17. But you can think about, right, the big challenges around climate change and around equity and around clean water and about providing sort of viable opportunities for every human being to meet their potential. So we talk about this in that the Sustainability Dual Major provides innovative pathways to combine your disciplinary education with interdisciplinary skills and knowledge to create a more sustainable future. In terms of the requirements in the dual major, just briefly, there's 3 sustainability classes. We're going to talk about 401 primarily today, but there's 3 sustainability classes that you have to take and 5 electives, and that's how you get your sustainability through the Sustainability Dual Major. So I'll pass it over to Cassidy now.
Great, thank you, Cameron. So I know a lot of students are curious, like, well, what will I learn in these classes and why is sustainability important? So with SUST 401, Surveying Sustainability, the main focus is to talk about these grand challenges of sustainability, things like climate change and social justice, and how they're all interconnected and solutions for these problems. So looking at both the environmental and social effects and impacts, and as well as economic factors, in these grand challenges, and then how each of these small challenges or large challenges might be related in this systems thinking, like Cameron mentioned, in the big picture. And then with this major, this dual major being open to all students, it's really interdisciplinary. So you have students from all different majors coming together, learning about the same things, opposed to learning in their own little department or own little bubbles. So the knowledge that you're gaining here can be broad across the table and open to everyone for everyone to learn. So with these grand challenges, you're learning about them on several different scales. First, locally, so what's happening at UNH or in Durham, and regionally, so in the area in Durham, in the state of New Hampshire, and then globally about like what's going on in the rest of the world and where are these challenges, like where are people facing these challenges. And so with each of these scales, you talk about them in SUST 401 and then get to dive a little bit deeper in other classes. So with SUST 401, you learn about at UNH things like the cogeneration facility and how that's a sustainable solution for electricity here on campus, as well as things like agriculture and how we're growing lettuce on campus in aquaponics and in the greenhouses that we can then use in our dining halls. So really local, really cool solutions to some of these problems that we're seeing in society throughout the country and in the world. And then in SUST 501, you learn more about the science of sustainability and can start looking at some of these regional issues and solutions. For example, when I took the class, we looked at Wagon Hill Farm, which is right here in Durham on Route 4, and they had an erosion problem. So we learned about who would be involved in creating a solution for that. So we learned about the UNH researchers and the town of Durham staff that's working on that, as well as outside organizations that are helping to facilitate conversations and make sure everyone really understood the problem and how they go about that. So that was a really great regional example of a sustainability problem. So erosion and how they dealt with that and creating a solution. And then in SUST 750, the capstone class, you get to work on a project yourself and really see it from the beginning all the way through and coming up with those solutions potentially here at UNH or in the local community. Like we've worked with, some of the projects have worked with Kittery, Maine, and Cameron has helped facilitate those. So that's a really cool opportunity to get your hands on some of the sustainability work. So you're not just learning about these in the classroom or reading about them. You get to see examples on campus in the local community and really get your hands dirty and get to work on some of the sustainability projects. So overall, the sustainability dual major and especially SUST 401 really opened my eyes and helped broaden my perspective. And I think that was, from my experience, one of the main benefits. So my primary major, like I said, was environmental engineering. And while I really enjoyed learning about the environmental issues, I felt that there was something kind of missing. I was like, well, these are cool, but I want to do more. I want to be more involved. Like, how can I help with those solutions? So with the SUST 401 class and the dual major, just in general, learning about all of these grand challenges and these problems that we're facing as a society and learning about them from an environmental and a social perspective, as well as how financial and economic factors play a role in creating and finding solutions to those problems. I was able to take my environmental knowledge that I was learning in my engineering classes and think about the social aspect, which is something that I hadn't really thought about too much before. So just broadening that perspective and giving myself a better outlook on that. And I think that also helped me take away some more positives, because a lot of the things that we learn about, like all the environmental problems and social problems, can be discouraging. Like there's a lot going on in the world, but I think these classes and the dual major program really help show that there's hope in some of these problems. We can create solutions, especially as young people, meeting everyone in the different classes, since they were from different majors that I wouldn't typically get to meet. Was really inspiring to see that there's a lot of people that are interested in this and a lot of people want to get out there and make change. So academically and personally, I saw a lot of growth after taking SUST 401. I was really excited to keep learning about sustainability, and that's why I chose to enroll in the dual major. And I wanted to keep weaving these classes in with my environmental engineering classes throughout the rest of my academic career. And I think this was probably the biggest academic decision that I made, like making that commitment to take a few extra classes, but it was by far, I think, the best decision I could have made in terms of my academic career and even beyond that. So in SUST 401, we have a personal action project. And with that, I did some composting for a month. So it also helped me on a personal level think about my individual actions and aligning what I do in my life and my lifestyle with my values and my goals and all these new knowledge that I've been gaining through SUST 401. And like I mentioned, my environmental engineering major, I didn't quite think that it was, I didn't expect it to be exactly what it was. So giving me the opportunity to expand on it and really customize what I was learning with the sustainability dual major was a great opportunity to pick electives that helped me find where the engineering and the sustainability converged and where I could go from there and think about possible career pathways in the future and my options for what I could do when I leave UNH and I go out into the world and where I could start to make an impact. So overall, I really recommend taking SUST 401 next semester or in future semesters because it really broadens your perspective, opens your eyes to a lot of issues, but also brings hope to those issues if you're feeling that you want to make a change, you want to do something and really enrich your primary major and all the other things that you're learning here at UNH. I think it's a great way to get started on a path towards sustainability.
Great, thank you, Cassidy. I'd love to just emphasize that career pathway issue to finish up is that what we're seeing now is businesses and governments and nonprofits really looking to hire people who have skills, who can think systematically and can think about solving big problems. So in some ways, a lot of the easy problems have been addressed and the bigger problems require an interdisciplinary approach. And really, I think we offer our students a wonderful opportunity to work in this interdisciplinary milieu and really understand the challenges associated with that, as well as the opportunities. So I'll just emphasize, if you're interested and you want to dip your toe in the water, it's really easy to enroll in Sustainability 401. We have 2 sections next semester. And then if that's something that you really enjoy, you can take the pathway that Cassidy did and just sort of enroll in 501 and then 750 and really move on towards completing your dual major. So with that short introduction, we're happy to answer any questions you might have. Just feel free to, we can just do this at random. Feel free to unmute your microphone and ask us anything you want about the program. And there's no need to be shy.
I guess I'll ask, hold on, I'm trying to fix my camera wasn't working before, but I think I got it. I was gonna ask, did you find it difficult to to manage having the dual major, or did you think it was fine just because of how you were able to handle it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, especially if you're starting as a freshman or a sophomore, really easy to fit the classes in. If you have discovery classes left, you can make sure that the discovery classes you're taking also count for sustainability. So I think with however you plan out your next couple semesters and the rest of your time at UNH, I think it's definitely easy to fit it in where you can. And I think it just really adds overall to your experience.
Okay, thank you.
And just to emphasize, the electives do not have to be unique to the sustainability dual major. We have a list of electives that are approved. There's other electives you can petition for, but you can double count those towards your major or towards a discovery requirement as well. So it's not, you do have to take 3 sustainability classes and there has to be 5 electives, but that's not 5 additional electives. And as Cassidy mentioned, if you plan it out early, you can sort of get, usually most students get 3 or 4 of those that are really used to apply for more than one elective that you have to complete at UNH. Any other questions out there? All right, well then I think we'll wrap it up. If you want to learn more, the website is right there, sustainableunh.unh.edu/SDM, or please feel free to reach out to me at cameron.wake@unh.edu, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. And so again, thanks for joining us, and hope to see you in a sustainability class in the not too distant future. Cassidy, any final words?
Yeah, I also wrote a blog post a little bit about my experience and taking SUST 401. So you can find that on that website as well if you want to read a little bit more and see what else I have to say.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.